I'm gonna put this in the beginning of the video. This wheel bearing is done, but this is all the tools that I used. I'm gonna use this thing here to point. It's our old wheel bearing, 1/2-inch battery impact, 7/8 socket, take the lug nuts off, 19mm 1/2-inch drive socket to take the brake caliper off of the brake shoe holder, 18mm 1/2-inch drive socket to take the brake pad holder off, 1/2-inch drive ratchet, 1/2-inch breaker bar to get everything started, T30 Torx to take the little bolt that holds the rotor on off, 15mm wrench and a 15mm socket with a 3-inch extension and a 3/8 drive ratchet to take the 3 bolts off that hold the wheel bearing on. And that would be these 3 bolts here. 15mm 1/2-inch drive with a 3-inch extension to torque those back down. 1/2-inch drive torque wrench. I don't know if I mentioned that yet or not. PB blaster, a couple hammers, a small ball peen, a small sledge, chisel to get the wheel bearing unseated after the bolts have been taken out. And that's it. Oh, I don't think I mentioned this. 36mm socket for the axle nut that goes in the center of the wheel bearing. I think that's it. So that's everything to change this wheel bearing. And this is, again, this is a 2012 Silverado. Watch that wheel when it comes up off the ground. I had this wheel off too, and I didn't tighten these up because I knew nobody was going to be driving the truck anywhere. Now pull this caliper off. Get the caliper bracket off. At least the bearing hasn't tore up the rotor or the pads, so it was caught in time. Stay there. Pad's getting pretty close to time for a change. They still got some life in them now. Now there's a Torx screw holding this rotor. I'm hoping it's gonna come out easily. This truck is nowhere near as rusted as that GMC that we done there a while back. There's that. Shouldn't say that because I'll probably never be able to get the bolts out that hold the wheel bearing on. Took this dust cover off. This screwdriver's already got a jacked up tip on it, so. There's that. There we go. Got a washer behind it. And the BB blaster. Those do not look very healthy. Let that soak a minute and I'll start getting this wire off for the ABS. How does that come out there? I think that comes new. Yeah, it's got new plastic clips on it, so I don't have to worry about breaking them. Because that's probably what's going to happen. Somebody's had this one taped together, so I'm guessing the plastic clip must be broke. Yep, I just cut it apart. So we got that out of the way. There's one all the way out. Two out. One left. So that's all the bolts that hold this wheel bearing assembly on. And if this one's anything like the last one I did, this is still not going to want to come off very easily. But hopefully we'll get lucky and it'll come off with a few whacks. Not looking promising. I think I got the last one off with an air hammer and a chisel. Let's see. Put it over here. I'll have to fall off and break my hose. There we go. Off with the old. Here's the new one. Nice shiny. He got this from, I think it was shipped, yeah, it was shipped from Rock Auto. So here's the part number. That WH515096. That's the part number for this 2012 Silverado 1500 four-wheel drive. Alright, we'll put this dust cover back on, even though there's not a whole lot left of it. It's nowhere near as bad as that other truck was. And my sensor goes on this side here. That's where the old one was. That's where it comes out at. And I'm also going to anti-seize these bolts that hold the wheel bearing on. Alright, those are all snugged up. Get this ABS sensor snapped back into its hold downs here. Making sure I route it around the caliper. There we go. There's all three of them. Here's the top bolt. Here's the one that is towards the back side of the truck. And there's the one towards the front. So now we'll put this washer back on. There's our nut. I don't want to tighten this all the way with the impact. All right. So now I can put the rotor back on, line up this hole for that little Torx bolt. I'm going to torque this nut, but I'm going to put the tire back on, set it on the ground, so that'll help hold it, because this is going to spin when I try and torque that. So instead of putting a pry bar in here and damaging the threads on these lugs, just put the tire on and set it on the ground. Snug this up. Now we can put our holder back on for the brake shoes. Now we'll torque this nut. There we go. I'll be able to get the dust cover back on without the, yeah, oh yeah. What the heck? The dust cover does not fit the new wheel bearing tight. What am I going to do about that? Alright, I just took some pliers and went around and put some little wrinkles in the edge of this. See if that'll get it. Might have done it too much. There we go. A lot. There's back on. It's the center cap back on, and we're done. Center cap has a marking telling that goes towards the valve stem. And we're done. So let's start it. Make sure we got brakes. Brake pedal feels good. See if we got rid of our screeching noise. Sounds pretty good, just here in the shop. All right, that's it for this project. Thanks for watching.